And welcome to Illini Drive here on WPGU 1071, 604 right now on Monday, February 19th. Ori Benatar back here with Will Gerard, Jake Hassan, Tommy Polson for another fun edition of our favorite Illini sports talk show. We're all wearing those headphones today, whether or not they're on our ears, not on our ears. We decided to go with the headphone look, as you can see.
Hey, I'm not on camera.
Will's not on camera.
Will,
so
are
it's
you
okay.
kidding me?
I get a free pass.
He was also 2 minutes late, so
Yeah.
he
Oh,
definitely
geez. Putting me on blast for everyone to hear.
on the
Fire.
blast. Yeah, exactly. No,
In my defense, Jake usually gets here 2 minutes before our show, so really
That
I
is
was
true.
a little
Why is,
behind.
I mean, I'm still here. I'm still here at 6. I don't know
he's
what the
he's
problem
but
is.
he's here too.
Sorry, I had
so
to push the blame off onto someone else. I just felt so attacked at the start of the show here.
we're just pointing
Didn't even
fingers.
do
now.
anything.
Let's get a little ELE going. I'm gonna love everybody out.
Yeah, let's do that.
Ely.
Speaking of loving people, I'm sure Illini fans love Laurent Black now after the kind of performance he put up last
I mean,
night.
if they didn't before, that's kind of not smart.
He is very good.
foolish.
Illinois beating Nebraska 72-66 at State Farm Center last night for their 13th overall win and third win in conference. Laurent Black with a career high 28 points. He also had 7 rebounds, 11 of 18 from the floor. He just dominated that team.
He was making everything. He had
Everything.
3-pointers off the dribble. I've never seen that from him before.
Yeah, he had 3 threes in the first half. He put up 17. They were just giving it to him every play because Trent wasn't going. Trent only hit.
Trent didn't even shoot a lot though yesterday. Like
He had 12 shots.
Did he?
Yeah, 3 of 12. The only shots he made were 3 threes, and then he made 3 free throws to get him up to 12 points.
And it's not like he had a terrible night. Like even when he's shooting, like not shooting like that, his presence alone kind of keeps the teams on guard. But like, it was definitely huge to have a game like that out of Laurent.
And it's surprising because they were, Underwood and Trent and Laurent at the press conference talking about how, lanky Nebraska kind of is. And they were kind of saying, these guys are big. And you're thinking, oh, Nebraska's sort of got these lanky guys. Why not go guard play? Try to space the floor a little bit, get some threes. That's what they were doing at the beginning. But towards the middle first half, going to Laurent, getting him post up, and classic Laurent Black, he's just shooting over every single person on the opposing team, and he's still making his shots. And it worked out really well for Underwood. This is a great strategy, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, on nights like last night where you even get Laurent hitting 3 threes, like, what are you going to do to guard a guy like that? 'Cause, I mean, he can finish anywhere inside 12 feet. He's pretty much automatic anytime he gets that hook shot going. And, I mean, when he can extend it beyond the arc, I mean, there's really not much you can do besides the time.
What are we expecting from Laurent next season? Because obviously next year's his last year with the Illini.
Similar production.
Can he be a
Yeah.
guy that averages more than 15 points a game, though?
I think so. I think he very well could. I
Yeah.
think that he could. I think we could have. I mean, this might be a bold prediction. I think we could very well have 2 guys over 15 points a game next year.
Who are the 2?
I think you could make a case for Trent. I think you could make a case for Kipper. And I was going to say that, but I don't want to. I don't want to put that pressure on him.
I don't think he immediately comes in. I think he'll have later in the season, sort of like Trent, he'll
Yeah,
start to
I could
feel
see
his
that.
groove and have double-digit games consecutively. But I think in the beginning, he'll sort of have like a Mark Smith-esque start where he's just kind of slow, slowly getting back into his groove.
And Kipper's one guy that stepped up big in the first half. On
Kipper's
Sunday night
looked
as well.
really good over these last like 10 or so games. Like I feel like he's kind of starting to finally get that aggressiveness. And even though he sometimes kind of gets a little shaky at the rim, tries to get a little too fancy with it. I mean, he's one of the best athletes on the floor.
He's
on
also
any
one of the
given
few
night.
scorers on this team, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, he took 13 shots last night. But the other thing that the Illini did really well last night, again, no Michael Finke. He might be done for the year. We don't know, but it seems like that could be the case since he's got a concussion. There's only 3 more regular season games left in the tournament. But you had 3 guys on the floor that got 7 rebounds. Laurent Black, who you should be getting 7 rebounds from. Kipper Nichols, also, very active rebounder. Aaron Jordan coming up big with 7 rebounds.
Kipper got that even with being fouled out with, 7-8 minutes ago.
Yeah, close to that. He played 31 minutes.
So
a
he
game.
very well could have been on pace for a double-double yesterday.
Yeah, but I think Aaron Jordan's rebounding performance was exceptional.
Yeah. I mean,
He did really well.
He looked like a different player out there last night. He was just aggressive. He was all over the boards, was D'ing up. There was a couple times where he drove to the lane. I know Ori, I looked over at you and Eric and a couple other guys back up there, and our boy Will. And
I was there too.
yeah.
Yep.
No, but you weren't right next to me that game. But anyway.
Fair enough.
But I mean, I remember like looking at him on a couple drives, and I was like, "Where is this coming from?" Because he's kind of been the guy that's sat around the arc, kind of played a lot of off ball. But I mean, he was creating his own shots last night, even though they didn't all fall. I mean, It was a different AJ last night.
Yeah, besides Laron, none of the other starters shot over 50% if they took more than... Like, Mark Ulstork was the only starter that didn't take at least 9 shots. So everyone was aggressive out of the gate. Jordan had 9 shots. Kipper had 13. Trent had 12. Laron had 18. And then you got some bench production, too.
Well, I don't know if it was you or it might have been you. Somebody that we were sitting with said something like after the first half, every single point for Illinois in the first, besides the 1-3 from Mark Smith, was from the starters. Like, there was only 3 points off the bench in that first half.
Yeah, I think it's because the first half, most of the points came from Kipper Nichols and Laurent Black.
Yeah, which is understandable.
And 3 points off the bench in the first half is actually much better than the bench has done recently. The last couple of games, the bench has only scored like 2 points the whole game. Meanwhile, this was a little bit of a Mark Smith comeback game. Underwood gave him plays late in the game. He came up clutch, hit a 3, got to the line 3 times. He had 8 points all in the second half. Came up big, Jake.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I get the 3 is big, but can you really say came up big on 3?
He had clutch points.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the free throws, obviously, and then the 3 and late.
I think what really defined his performance was that one series of plays where he was one of those guys who was diving on the floor getting the ball. You've only seen that
Underwood really highlighted that play. He said that play was like the play of the game because 4 guys were jumping for the ball. No one could seem to grab it.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like Mark. I mean, that was like the Mark Smith that we like. That intensity is what we've been expecting all year, and it finally happened.
Best moment of the game though, it's got to be the Matitz dunk. I mean, that was all. Everyone was going crazy. It got
first points of the Big Ten season.
Yeah, first ever Big Ten basket. Nice little slam, wide
Didn't
open
he have a
in the
couple
paint.
free throws?
Yeah, first basket.
First field goal.
That makes fair enough. That makes sense.
First field goal. But the place was going nuts.
That play was definitely the best last night. I think that you guys were mentioning that scramble. If Trent would have hit that 3, that would have been the best play. That would have been awesome. But
State Farm Center was sold out, even though I saw empty seats. I don't know how that works, though.
Well, they sold every ticket.
Yeah, that's probably what they meant. Yeah.
It was still pretty big.
It was a good crowd.
Loudest I've heard that arena in the 3 years I've been here. It was so loud yesterday.
No Maryland?
Louder than Maryland.
Really?
Yeah, louder than Maryland, I think. It's very close, but I think it was louder than Maryland because when Laron was hitting his threes, it got loud. Then it got even louder when they got some stops. You know, they were getting some buckets in mid-range and forcing fouls kind of thing. That's when it started to get, like, really loud. And the players appreciated that. Trent went to Twitter. A couple other guys went to Twitter and say, thank you.
Both on Twitter.
Thank you for filling up the arena. The home court advantage, it does make a difference. It really does.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of totally just lost what I was about to say.
Home field.
Home court.
Something right before that. Crowd. Keep going. What else?
Matitz.
The players thanking the fans.
I lost it. It's gone forever.
Yeah. Well, Illinois has won 13 games. They've
might
all
come back to you.
Oh, I got it.
Okay,
there we go.
It's just really a shame that Nebraska's not going to be in the tournament anymore.
unless they win the.
I'm so sad to see the. No, they're not.
If they make
No,
the
they're not.
if
They
they
lost.
make
No.
if they win
No.
out and make the Big Ten semis, they can make the tournament still as a first 4 team
yeah,
maybe.
I guess, but
I mean they're 20-9.
that's a big if. I don't
Yeah.
see it happening. Sorry, guys.
It is a big resume
Big
kicker.
Nebraska fan over here.
Losing to Illinois isn't a great look.
It's not a great look, no. But
I wouldn't just treat it as if it was like the worst game in the world
Right,
to lose,
yeah,
but like at the same time, like they
In the
need-
eyes
they
of,
needed
like,
to
the
win that
tournament
game.
committee, it's
They
not
needed to
impressive.
win that game.
yeah. But the key is though that I think they're going to look at Illinois and say, "Oh, they don't have a great record and all that." But if you really look at how the coaches have reacted to Illinois, every single coach in their press conference reacts to Illinois saying, "Man, they are impossible to play against."
So Illinois making the tournament.
Is Illinois making the tournament? Yeah, definitely.
We disregard records and just go off a coach's poll.
Just go off coach's poll. Then Illinois is number 1 seed in the Big Ten tournament. Other than maybe actually Michigan State or Ohio State would be the top seed. But yeah, God, the Big Ten tournament's in 8 days. That's weird. It's only February 19th, and the Big Ten tournament starts next Wednesday.
Saying it's only February 19th is crazy to me. I feel like it's still like
And the season
I
went
feel
by
like New
so
Year's like a
fast.
week ago.
I know. The season flew by. It just felt like yesterday we were starting about talking basketball. We're at the end of football season, and now there's 3 games left. And they're all this upcoming week with Michigan State tomorrow, Purdue on Thursday, last home game, and Rutgers on Sunday.
Yeah, well, spring training games start this week too. So
Ooh.
Arizona State versus the D-backs on Wednesday.
Ooh.
Ooh, my friend's at Arizona State. Shout out Sam Ferry.
Arizona State's a nice place. Nice campus, too.
2:10 p.m.
You're going to watch it?
I might.
Also,
I might.
shout out my boy B. Nowak. Pitching debut for LSU yesterday.
How do you do?
He did well. He faced one batter and got him out.
Oh, okay. So perfect game.
Yeah, perfect game. Congratulations on the perfect game, Brandon Nowak.
Actual Major League games for spring training start on Friday.
And you're going to watch all of them.
Obviously.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I...
split on yesterday.
Yeah, Illinois split yesterday. Baseball season started for them. They beat the South Dakota State Jackrabbits, and then they lost to Austin P Governors 2-0. So they are 1-1. It's P. It's Austin P. I double checked the pronunciation.
Jake and I spoke about this last night.
Get a better name.
Well,
Or a pronunciation guide. Something.
like
Isn't
be
he
in
like a
Texas if you're
former
gonna be named
governor or
Austin.
something?
Like, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah. Tommy thought they were in Texas.
Well-
yeah, I assumed I saw Austin. I was like, all right, this is like the PA school of Austin or something. Like,
Nope, it's Austin P, man.
tell me that's all right. Don't laugh at that. That's not. Tell me that's not a logical. Yeah.
makes sense. That's why I'm laughing.
Just listen to Illini Drive here on WPGU 1071, brought to you by the Illinois Fighting Illini. For tickets and info, make sure to go to fightingillini.com or call 1-866-Illini-1. Again, that's fightingillini.com or call 1-866-Illini-1 for more ticket information. Do we get one win in these last 3 games? Do we beat Rutgers on Sunday? I think we do.
Yeah, I've said the whole time we're beating Rutgers. I don't think that. I think we were so dominant against them last time that it's just gonna. I don't think it'll be as bad as last time, but I do think we'll win.
Yeah, I'm going to change it. I initially thought last week that Illinois would lose to Rutgers. I'm going to change it. I think they won.
But do we see competitive games at all against Purdue or Michigan?
I think against Purdue. I actually think because we thought they'd get killed against Michigan State too.
I think Michigan State will be a close game. Closer.
See, the thing is with that, Michigan State and Purdue are very different teams, and we do not match up very favorably at all with Purdue. They have 2 massive men named Isaac Haas. They literally have Ivan Drago on their roster. They also have Logan Paul, and it's not going to go well. I don't see our bigs because especially if we don't have Finke, we have no bodies that can match up with 2 guys that are that big.
Unless Aaron Jordan and Kipper Nichols scrap their way to a double-double.
Well, I think it's going to be one of those things where they play a close first half again. I think it's going to be like that close first half, and then they just.
I think in both games, they'll start slow. Middle first half is when they'll have their 10-2, 12-2 run to get back in it, and then second half is just going to go terribly.
See, the difference is I just don't think that Purdue will give those runs up to us. They haven't looked great recently, but I mean, I think that their like low point of what they are this season is just so much better than really anything we've seen, and I don't think it's going to go very well. They're good. They're big.
Well, looking at
They're a very possible. Yeah, we lost to Wisconsin by a combined like 45 points. What's your point?
Penn State by 3.
Penn State beat us by 10, 15.
more than that,
You're not helping her.
more than that,
beat Rutgers by 2.
and we beat them by
okay.
31.
Rutgers also took Michigan State to overtime.
Well, looking at the current Big Ten standings, if the regular season ended today, Illinois would play Rutgers in the first round of the Big Ten tournament because Illinois
back-to-back Illinois-Rutgers game.
is right now
that's
the
intriguing.
12 seed.
Now that is must-see TV.
Yeah. The other first round game would be Minnesota and Iowa.
Right now.
And then the 2 teams with double byes would be Michigan State is the 1, then the Buckeyes, Purdue, and then Nebraska is still at the 4th spot in the Big Ten.
Are they really?
Yeah, Nebraska 20-9,
State's on the
11-5 in conference. Penn State is in 6th behind Michigan at 9-7 in conference.
Where's Michigan in conference?
Michigan is 5th with
What are they
11-5 record, same as Nebraska. Best conference record is Michigan State 14-2. Yep.
Wow.
26-3 overall.
I didn't realize Nebraska's conference record was that good.
And fond enough, interestingly, Illinois and Rutgers have the exact same away record, 0-8. I didn't realize that Rutgers hasn't won a game on the road either. That's pretty fascinating. But Rutgers has played one more game than Illinois, so they're 13-16, while the Illini are 13-15.
Does it surprise you?
Not that much. No, that is true. But man, Illinois Rutgers back to back. It's the rivalry, man. This is the new Big Ten rivalry. Forget Northwestern, forget Mizzou. Illinois Rutgers is the rivalry. No, man, it's the rivalry. That's gonna take us to break, I think. I think that's a good stopping point.
That's just shameful.
We'll let you think about.
We'll let you think about
Illinois
Illinois Rutgers.
matchups.
Yeah.
Just think about how great.
Let you
this could've
salivate over
Yeah.
that.
Just let that sink in, let that marinate. When we come back, we'll get a quick Yeah, we'll get a quick Illini weekend recap, and then we will talk a little President's Day themed Illini stuff. You'll find out what that is shortly when we come back to Illini Drive right here on WPGU 107.1.
You're watching Illini Drive on Urbana Public Television. Tune in Monday nights at 6 p.m. to listen live on WPGU 107.1.
I am Matthew Goldstein. Time for another edition of the Illini Weekend Recap. The Illini's losing streak extends to 15 with a 7-point loss at Northwest. Sophomore Brandy Beasley matched her season high with 21 points. The women head to West Lafayette to face Purdue on Wednesday. Illini baseball began the season going 1-1 in St. Louis. They started with a 5-2 win over South Dakota State and then lost to Austin Peay 2-0 to close out the weekend. They head to South Carolina next weekend to play 4 games. Women's softball traveled to Chapel Hill, North Carolina for the Big Ten ACC Challenge and went 2-2. 2 victories were a 5-4 win over Pittsburgh and a 5-2 win over North Carolina. Softball will travel to Carbondale next for the Coach B Classic on March 2nd, hosted by Southern Illinois. Number 24 ranked women's tennis beat Iowa 6-1, and number 22 ranked Washington 4-3 to continue a hot start to the season. The win over Washington gives the Illini a 4-match winning streak heading to the Blue-Gray Classic in Montgomery. Number 10 ranked men's tennis traveled to Seattle for the ITA National Indoor Championships. After a loss to number 7 ranked UCLA, Illinois bounced back with 2 wins over 15 ranked Duke and number 11 ranked Florida Gators. Members of the men's gymnastics team competed in the final round of the 2018 Winter Cup in Las Vegas. Junior Alex Diab came away with an event title on the still rings, while senior Brandon the Guy placed 3rd on the pommel horse. Women's gymnastics took home a win against Michigan State with a season-best team score. The Illini have won 3 of their last 4 meets. In swim and dive, the Illini finished in 2nd to last place at the Big Ten Championships in Columbus, Ohio. Finally, in track and field, both the men and women hosted the Orange and Blue Open at the Armory. The men won 5 titles, and the women won 1 with senior Miranda Mary's 600-meter title. That was your Illini Weekend Recap. I am Matthew Goldstein, Daily Illini Sports.
Thank you, Matthew. As we're back here on Illini Drive, Ori with Will, Jake, and Tommy. Happy President's Day to everyone. Some of you didn't have school or work off. Some of you did, whoever you did. I'm very jealous right now. But we decided to celebrate President's Day. We're going to do what every single other sports outlet has done and talk about Mount Rushmores. You know what Mount Rushmore is. It's a big rock thing with 4 presidents' heads on it. And you've got...
You guys have all
You're
been
just,
there
you're just,
before,
you're
right?
just painting pictures with in your...
Have you
Yeah.
seen it in
Wait,
person,
is
Ori?
it?
No.
No?
I've never been to the Dakotas.
Quite an attraction.
Have you been?
Who's on
I
Mount
have
Rushmore?
been once.
G-Dubs, TJ, Teddy, and Abe.
Never do that ever again.
I'm just saying.
Please. Please never even in the privacy of your own home do
Fine.
that
George
again.
Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Teddy Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln.
Why did I think Benjamin Franklin was up there?
Because he was never a president.
Yeah, that's why.
Come on, man.
I know.
Come on, man. All right. But let's...
What year did Pablo Picasso die?
Pablo Picasso died in 1837.
False, sir.
When did he die?
1973.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell me you wouldn't have thought it was like the 1800s.
Oh, I thought it was earlier. Legit. Like I thought that dude died hundreds of years ago.
No, wow. 1973.
Right?
He was 91 years old. Wow.
Isn't that insane?
Born in 1881.
Like I thought he was dead
Wow.
by like the 1600s.
Well, as you can see, we're not cultured.
Dude, I didn't
So-
think he lived out smallpox or something.
My brother, Tal, if you're listening, I admit it now. I am not cultured. But let's talk Illinois Mount Rushmores. Yeah. So let's first do a quick all-time one, because an all-time one is easy. Red Grange, do we all agree he's on there?
Mm-hmm.
Do we all agree Dick Butkus is on there?
Yeah.
Do we all agree George Halas is on there? He's a pioneer of
Yeah.
sports.
I guess
Hey, man, I have voice cracks too.
the
But
pioneers
what did
used
he-
to ride these.
What did he
babies
do as a
for fun.
player for the Illini?
He was a coach, and he was a pioneer again. Yeah. I did that on purpose, obviously.
Pioneers used to
Fun
ride
fact.
these for miles.
Fun fact: all the Hallises went to my high school. Shout out the Dons.
Cool beans. But what?
Wait, just kidding. They didn't even. I'm thinking of the McCaskies.
Oh my!
That's
Definitely cool.
Oops.
Definitely some cool beans for that. Anyways,
the coolest of beans.
so George Hallis is kind of an iffy. What about who's a basketball person that gets on there?
D.
What about Lou Henson?
D. You could say Lou. You could say Darren. I think.
You could say Nick Anderson.
Yeah, Nick Anderson.
You could say Matitz.
Stop. Not yet.
Not yet. He'll get
Next
there
year.
though.
I don't know. Well, what do you think? I mean, you would know better than us, probably.
You could probably name a couple guys
I
in the
feel like you
flying
know
line. I think
basketball
Lou's
history
got to
better
be
than
on the
us.
Mount Rushmore. I mean, the
Yeah.
court is named after him. After
Yeah.
all, he
Yeah.
he kind of he established the Orange Crush.
But for some reason, he's
the one who
not.
pioneered the Orange Blazer.
But he's not on in the Illinois Hall of Fame yet, which makes no sense.
Problematic.
Yes, I think that's very problematic. But I mean, Grange and Butkus are the obvious ones. I mean, they're gonna have Butkus is getting a statue. Grange is the only guy with a statue. I think. I mean, if you're only counting athletes, then no Hallis. But then I would put, I think,
Manny
D Brown.
Jackson.
Yeah.
Manny Jackson, actually, yeah. I mean, he's a basketball Hall of Famer. D Brown's not gonna make it to the basketball Hall of Fame. Neither is Nick Anderson. So yeah, Manny Jackson probably would be the basketball player that gets on there. What about current Illini athletes? That's kind of where I wanted to shift the conversation. If you had to put a Mount Rushmore of current Illini athletes,
said
which four?
I
Isaiah
said the
Martinez.
two locks were Isaiah, and I think Dylan Meyer is too.
Yeah, I think you have to put Isaiah, Meyer, or Hardy as a
I think
golf.
you can
How
make a
far
case for
ahead
both.
is he from the rest of his teammates? Meyer.
I mean, Hardy's usually pretty close, but Meyer is almost always like a top.
He's
five
shooting.
golfer in the
He's shooting
country.
under par like every tournament.
Yeah, he's
Consistent.
I mean, Hardy's very close. I don't know. I mean, Hardy I think has like the long game potential and like could be better, but like I think Dylan's just been dominant over his college career.
I think Dylan's just a single step ahead of Hardy usually. I mean, it's usually pretty close.
Okay, so we got Isaiah and we got Dylan. Any football or basketball players that get on there?
Friend of the program, Joe Spencer.
Current Illini athletes. He's graduated.
Current
I
Illini
think you
football players.
could make a case for LaRon. Maybe not now, but probably next year. I think you could. If we still had Malcolm, I think he'd be for sure.
Okay.
If LaRon puts up similar numbers next
Yeah.
year, then I feel like you got.
He's a top 4 athlete on this campus then, yeah. Who else gets in there? I think John Davis is serious
He's
consideration.
a freshman now. I think it's kind of early. I think you almost have to go like more on like accomplishments and
Vukic is someone in the mix. Out of the female athletes, Yalowitz for baseball. Female
he's
athletes.
probably all Big Ten this year.
Alex Whittinger.
Alex Whittinger probably. The only thing is that the women can't win a game, so
I mean, it's not her fault.
it's true. I mean, her and Beasley are both, they're players. They play really well. They play
Shake
hard.
had a really nice career.
Okay, I mean, if you're putting hockey in the mix,
Really
yeah,
nice.
I know,
Nice.
I know what you mean. I gotcha. Bastianelli. Since Donnelly graduated, I'd put Bastianelli in the mix. If Nicole Evans was still here, Evans. Oh, God, there's so many. I'm trying to pinpoint exactly.
Who would you name in terms of like men's gymnasts? Because I mean, that's a good
Men's
team.
gym?
Yeah.
I would
Diab.
I would
I feel
name
like
Alex Diab only because he's more of because Brandon Nye, obviously a national champion, but his specialty is the pommel horse.
He's not an all-arounder.
He does one apparatus. Diab is an all-arounder. He's beast on the rings, but he can do everything. So Diab would be the male gymnast that I would point out. Female gymnast I would point out. There's a lot of Ray Balthazar has been doing really well. She's an all-arounder. Bridget Hoden's been pretty solid too, but I don't know if I would put them in top 4 on campus in a Mount Rushmore. That's where it gets complicated. If there was a football player that you had to put in consideration, who would it be? That will be playing next season, not people who were on the team this past season that are leaving.
Dudek, if you ever
Yeah, I was
played
gonna say I'm
Netherdown.
almost tempted to say Mikey Dudek, but
Yeah.
I mean, we've only really seen one season of him.
Okay.
Kendrick, no.
If you're not limiting it to just athletes, and we're talking everyone within the Illinois athletic department, then the 4 I think it's a little bit easier because you put Lovey.
I don't know if you put Lovey yet.
Okay. Do you
I
put
feel like-
Whitman?
I feel like
Yeah.
I don't know. Like that's where I think it's kind of different. And like when you're looking at something like this, it's got to be like a long history of sustained success. And I love what Whitman's done. I love what Lovey's doing. I love what Underwood's doing. I almost feel like you can't put him on there yet.
Because it's the beginning of a new era.
I think you could make an argument for Whitman, considering he's already gotten these facilities pledged. He's gotten
so many good coaches.
I'll say that. I'll say Whitman's on there. I think that Mike Small has to be on there.
Yeah.
Not yet, I don't think.
I think even if you're going everyone within the Illinois Athletic Department, coaches, athletes, personnel, I still think Isaiah Martinez makes it.
Yeah, I'm for sure on it. I think Meyer's still on it too, honestly. Even
I think Isaiah, you could probably consider him all time, even really. I mean, he's one of the best.
Yeah,
I mean, he's
ever.
easily the greatest Illinois wrestler ever. Even if he doesn't win Big Tens or the NCAAs this year, he probably will win Big Tens, and he probably should be winning the NCAA championship again after missing out last year. Yeah, he's probably going to be an Olympian in Tokyo. I mean, he is really good. He is tremendous. So.
a scary man.
He's been up for Illini of the Year here at the DI. Every year he's been at school on this campus, so it only makes sense that he's considered the best athlete on this campus right now. But which basketball players besides LeBron could be considered maybe in 5 years to be a top 4 athlete on this campus?
In 5.
Maybe not 5
years,
within 4, 3 to 4. When Trent and
Trent, that's about it.
What about Io? Do you think he fulfills that potential?
We still haven't seen him in a Illini jersey.
Yeah.
You have to go if you're
Fine.
gonna have pure potential.
Mark Smith. How about Mark Smith?
Yeah, I think it's too early to count out Mark Smith on that. I mean, I think he's got the size, he's got the potential, and things that you want to see. It's just a matter of kind of working at it, getting stronger, getting more confident, putting it all together next year. And I think he could very well do that. So
Kipper could be a fair too.
Kipper, yeah, why not?
Kipper's probably got the most potential.
Yeah, his ceiling is the
I think Kipper literally could be an NBA player.
Kipper has the highest ceiling because with Kipper, I think
he could be a sweet small forward.
He'd be really good in this system too, is a thing.
And he has the work rate to be a very solid bench producer. He doesn't have to be a guy that puts up points. He can give you rebounds. He could be a Draymond Green, Jordan Bell type of guy where he's not going to always put up 10 or 15 points off the bench.
I don't foresee him locking anyone up like Draymond.
No, I don't foresee him being a lockdown defender like that.
Him being a 3-and-D guy.
Yeah, his range needs to expand a little bit more. I mean, his 3 shot is good.
He's got a real nice bank 3. I love it.
Yeah.
Bank's always open for Kipper Nichols.
The bank is always open.
Even on Sundays.
It works.
Yeah.
No, I'm not hating on it at all.
No, I know.
I actually love it. I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
Brad Underwood will be down the road.
What a time to be an Illini fan.
There's a lot of different things going on with Illini athletics.
Yeah, Underwood can make his way up there depending on how the next few seasons go.
Yeah.
I think Lovey still could even make it.
I 1,000% agree, yeah.
So it seems like a top 4 is kind of tough to determine at this point in time.
Come back to us in 2 years.
But we've got 2 locks for sure.
2 locks are Isaiah Martinez and Dylan Meyer. You guys are locked, so we're only going to have 2 people on Mount Rushmore right now. The other 2 spots, maybe we'll make the heads a little bit smaller so we can put 10 more people on there. That's how impressed we are by some of the athletes on this campus. Even though it seems like the results aren't the greatest, there are teams on this campus that just dominate.
Got to crunch those numbers. Sabermetrics, folks.
We're going to sabermetric gymnasts and tennis players.
Yep.
How are we going to do that?
Yep. We're just going to figure it out.
All right. So
We're just going to do it.
Connect the dots.
Yeah, we're just going to do it. We're just going to. We're going to take a look at the sheets. We're going to go through the columns and the forms. And
all right.
There are plenty of numbers to crunch.
Yeah, we're going to go through it all.
Recrunch them again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big numbers, guys, here.
We're going to review them and then crunch them one more time just to be sure. Okay. And then we're going to run them by our people and their people's.
Fine. We'll run by to the other people, yeah. The only way I think you could do sabermetrics for tennis would be how many steps you take before every shot.
Velocity.
Where velocity, well.
Angles.
Come on,
where
Lori.
Where does the ball hit the racket?
Reaction speed. Come on, man.
I'm thinking really advanced stuff.
Rotations per second.
Yeah.
I played tennis. I know what I'm talking
I
about.
played tennis too.
Yeah.
I
Did you make sectionals?
Catch me on the court.
I never. We didn't have a tennis team at my school. We had 30 kids in my high
Did you
school.
really play tennis then?
I played tennis recreationally. I'm not dude. Badminton though, I will take you down. It's my best racket sport by a mile. Not to brag. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we will have a quick score update and then some final thoughts when we return to Illini Drive right here on WPGU 107.1.
You're watching Illini Drive on Urbana Public Television. Tune in Monday nights at 6 p.m. to listen live on WPGU 107.1.
And welcome back to Illini Drive. Here's a quick score update. Not much college basketball action, but we got a good game in the Big 12 as the number 8 Kansas Jayhawks will be hosting Trae Young and the Oklahoma Sooners at 8 o'clock. Olympic hockey tonight. The U.S. men are back in action in the elimination round, taking on Slovakia. U.S. have not had a good run at it in the men's hockey tournament. Thanks to NHL for that. Quick little soccer score.
What did you just say?
I'm blaming the NHL for the U.S. team not being so good in the Olympics, because if we had
you just wait for my final thought then, Mr. Rory.
All right, fine. Anyways, big soccer upset today in the English FA Cup. Manchester City, who's been dominating in the English Premier League, losing to Wigan Athletic 1-0 in a big upset. And finally in hockey, the Chicago Blackhawks are in action tonight, hosting the LA Kings at 7:30 at the United Center. Final thoughts, Tommy.
I actually have one thing.
Fine.
Is Trae Young really as good as everyone says he is?
I don't think he's that good. I think he's good.
I think he is as good as everyone says.
Nope.
He's like Steph Curry 2.0.
Nope. I don't need another Steph Curry in my life.
Second coming of Steph.
He's got unreal handles.
No.
And he can shoot from anywhere.
He's going to be like Jimmer.
He can get to the hoop too.
Jimmer. He's going to be a Jimmer.
Much more athletic and better at defending than Jimmer.
Better competition, too.
Yeah.
True. Let's hear your final thought, though, Tommy. You want to
ready?
talk about hockey? All right. What do you got? What do you got?
So
What do you got?
in the break, we were talking about final thoughts. These guys were all established, and I had no idea. I was like, hey, Tommy, what are you going to talk about? At first I thought Bruins going to win the Cup. And while I do still think that's true, they're really good right now. Charlie McAvoy's awesome. A lot of good young players. Who?
Or Marchand there.
Did you say Bergeron?
Yeah.
Bergeron.
Yeah.
He's on the team. That's a guy. Oh, boy.
I combine both of them.
Anyway, aside from Jake's ignorant remarks, sorry.
It's okay, Jake. I don't know a single guy on that team.
Sorry to offend.
It's okay. Just don't do it again.
I didn't get called dad. Yes. And now I'm going to get called dad after that.
Tommy's like my actual dad. You're just like the dad.
So
Okay, fine.
So back to my thoughts.
Fine.
Back to the mind of me.
Let's hear Tommy's mind. Okay, let's go.
So I'm thinking about Boston, and it made me think about how sad I was on Saturday morning for the USA game.
Oh my God.
And hold on. This is a good thought process here. You ready? So I was very disappointed. I thought that we'd show up against Russia. I thought that obviously Russia had a much more talented team, considering they have two guys who will be in the Hall of Fame of hockey, as well as Mikhail Kucherenko, other KHL guys. They're a very good team. However, if you've ever seen the movie Miracle, you will remember that the first time around, USA lost 10-1. And you know what? We only lost 4-0. So what I'm saying here today to you at 6:47 p.m. on Monday,
February 19th.
February 19th, is USA is going to make a little run. And, we're going to get the Russians again. The Olympic athletes of Russia, the Russians. And we're going to win the gold medal.
So why do you have so much confidence in this team?
Because I've watched the movie Miracle twice this weekend.
So you're telling me that a team that blows a 2-goal lead against Slovenia in the third period can win?
Slovakia.
No, they lost to Slovenia.
I think it was Slovakia.
They beat Slovakia. They're playing them again tonight. That's what I mean, come on. In 1980, yeah, they lost to the USSR, but then they went on and...
We were probably worse in 1980 than we are right now.
No.
Yeah,
No.
we at least have KHL goalie. We have a goalie from the KHL. We have some of the top prospects from college who have been drafted in the first round.
The 1980 team would not have lost to Slovenia and blew a 2-goal lead late in the third period and then lose in overtime. That's all I'm saying.
I can tell you for facts that this team is much better than that team was.
There is no way the U.S. is winning the gold medal, especially with Canada and with...
Not with that attitude.
And the way Finland has been playing. Norway's pretty deep. Actually,
He didn't
Norway's not that
guarantee a
good.
gold medal.
Fine.
I said we're going to beat Russia. We're going to get Russia again somehow, and we're going to beat them.
Somehow. Even though Russia, I think, has a bye in like
We'll get
our
them the
opposite
championship
bracket.
then, and then we will get that gold. Whatever, I'm fine with that too. Like, cool. Whatever.
Okay. Okay. Well, the U.S. women, though, they could beat Canada in the final.
Yeah, who said I was talking about the men's team?
I see what you
I
did
was
there.
talking about the men,
Okay, yeah.
1000%, but
No, women might beat Canada. That's going to be a good game. I can't wait
Chad
for that game.
Greenway and Ryan Donato about to
A little
lead
Brian
this thing.
Giunta, though.
No,
the
Giannis
ageless wonder.
stinks.
Yeah, he's not that great.
I'm not. Don't let me get going on Gianta.
All right, let's go to Jake's final thought then. So the baseball free agency period has had a bit of a period where it's been kind of boring.
Our
but
long-time national crisis has ended.
Something happened. Who got signed this
Our
weekend?
long-time national nightmare has finally ended. Eric Hosmer and JD Martinez finally signed. Hosmer went to the Padres, which is laughable. I mean,
Padres.
I know, but I'm laughing at it from the scope of the Padres think Eric Hosmer is the one that's going to vault them into relevancy, and that's not true.
In that division, no
Right,
way.
exactly. And it's one of the best divisions in baseball, and B, the Padres have no rotation, and Will Myers now moves to third probably.
Oh goodness.
So yeah, that's fine.
But today
The Red
we got
Sox,
something.
Red Sox, on the other hand, got JD Martinez, which is really big because I actually think that does big things for their lineup and puts them closer to the Yankees than people think. Because let me pull up. Let me pull this up. There are some stats.
Oh, he's going to the numbers.
There's some God, not logged in on. Somebody do some filler right now.
All right, fine. So I think personally that the Red Sox with JD Martinez still do not stand a chance against the Yankees, and the Yankees will still dominate the AL East. Shocking. I know because
Wait, just really quick. Remember that we still haven't seen this team, and we don't know how they're going to play together. And the Yankees still might not be that good because we haven't seen them play together, and we don't know if they're going to hit that well.
Yeah.
Judge and Stanton are back-to-back BP.
Yeah, that BP. I did watch the video of that BP.
They're going to be so good.
Amazing.
I can't wait.
JD Martinez, 2015 to 2017, 296 batting average, 105 homers, 274 RBIs, 363 OBP, 580 slugging, 943 OPS. Giancarlo Stanton, 2015 to 2017, 265 batting average, 31 points lower, 113 home runs, just 8 more than JD Martinez, 273 RBI, 1 less than JD Martinez, 354 OBP, full 9 points lower. 590 slugging, just 10 points higher than JD Martinez. 933 OPS, 10 points lower than JD Martinez. A lot of people think that JD Martinez is not going to do good things for the Red Sox. Disagree. Also, Mookie Betts is probably going to be MVP candidate again because he had a down year last year. And Chris Sale and David Price and Rick Porcello and Eduardo Rodriguez are a pretty good rotation. And Craig Kimbrell's the top 3 closer in the league still.
Yankees.
Yeah.
Yankees are still going to win the division.
Probably, but I mean, it's going to be close.
Well,
I mean, they'll win it by less than 4 games.
The Red Sox got what they needed, though. They needed a power hitter.
True.
And getting JD's big contract.
They also get who'd they trade Travis Shaw to the Brewers for? Thornburg. What? Tyler Thornburg. He missed all of last year. He's back. He's a very good reliever.
Okay. All right. We'll see.
And Rafael Devers, full year of him.
True.
Pretty good.
He's pretty solid. All right. We'll see what happens with Boston. But we saw what happened last night with the NBA All-Star game.
Trash.
The beginning was god-awful, right, Will?
The whole thing was kind of trash until like the last 3 minutes.
I mean, I guess you could say that, but like overall, I really did enjoy the game. It felt competitive. I think with the players like picking their teams, I feel like it kind of added a new dynamic because like if you're on Team LeBron, maybe you're thinking like, oh man, I really got to get on LeBron's good side, show him what I can do because like I want him on my team next season. Like I think it was fun. I thought there was a lot of great passing. I mean, obviously it's the All-Star game, so you're not going to see much defense, but like
there's still some defensive plays.
I think that what they did was a smart move, and maybe if the league does something else, to kind of bring another element to the game, it could make for a real compelling product again next year.
Televising the draft is the biggest thing.
Too. I think that'll be fun.
I mean, Silver said immediately, like, we're televising the draft next year. We're going to do it at practice on Saturday. We're going to have the draft televised. Awesome. That would be incredible, and that would make the weekend perfect. But what would really make the weekend perfect, don't give me Kevin Hart and Rob Riggle improv for half an hour, and don't give me a Fergie national anthem that was awful. Terrible.
It was still entertaining, though.
Oh, it was incredibly entertaining. I was hoping that wasn't the most talked about thing from last night, but it still is because that national anthem was just, besides how awful it was, you got to see so many funny reactions.
In her defense, when was the last time she got to perform on national television? It was probably like that one Super Bowl.
I'm surprised they went with her. It's kind of
why Fergie?
I know.
I mean, you're in L.A.
Go for her.
You've got so many other good singers.
Who knows?
God, that was terrible. Such a bad national anthem. It's probably the worst one I've ever heard.
No.
Ariana Grande a couple years ago.
For what?
For the Super Bowl.
She did a Super Bowl national anthem?
Yeah.
Really?
No.
Yeah, I'm like, no way she did.
What did she do it for? What was it?
Ariana Grande did the national anthem at a Seahawks game?
No, it wasn't that. It was something national. What was it?
Are you sure it was?
All I'm seeing is Seahawks game and singing it as an 8-year-old.
No, she didn't.
That's pretty impressive.
She's got pipes. She can sing though.
No, was it her?
Unlike Fergie. I don't know what you're thinking of, man.
Wow.
The only other national anthem I can think of, Aretha Franklin had a really long national anthem 2 Thanksgivings ago, but she sang it well. It just took 7 hours.
I'm not crazy, I swear.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, actually, that's a bold statement to make. I'll take that back.
Yeah. Well,
Move on.
Fine.
I swear to God, it was her though.
But I like the format. I liked it a lot, man. If that team LeBron, I want to put that team in 2K and go win 10 NBA championships with that team.
Do the blacktop mode.
I mean, can you beat any team that has KD and LeBron on it? No matter
And
who
Russell
else?
Westbrook and Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving and freaking DeMarcus Cousins
Well,
injured.
here's another side note here is like, what do you think about the fact that like Kyrie and LeBron were like, having fun together? On the
Yeah.
fans? Like, did they end that beef? Is it over?
I mean,
Did they squash it?
maybe they were having a good time. Russ and Durant's beef is like way gone. I mean, they were doing really well last night too. I don't know. The biggest beef, honestly, the biggest 1v1 matchup was when Westbrook and Embiid were going at each other. They really went at each other last night. So did LeBron also.
Did they actually go at each other yesterday? I didn't watch it.
Oh, Westbrook was going towards a lot at Embiid. Embiid was blocking. Westbrook
love
was
Embiid.
posterizing.
Embiid's the best.
Yeah, he's kind of the poster boy of the NBA once LeBron is gone. And
I don't know about that.
Well, in terms of personality, he's sort of the essence of what the NBA wants to be in terms of a personality of a league.
I think there's so many great personalities in the NBA, and that's what makes it a
I think
compelling
they're just
league
gonna hitch
for
on
me.
to like Steph or Giannis probably.
In terms of a face of best player, yeah, but
I mean, Damian Lillard raps.
yeah,
Damian Lillard is, and he's a great rapper, and he's a great player too. It's just too bad he's in the same conference as the Golden State super team.
Too bad he's on Portland.
And too bad he's on Portland, who have 17,000 big men, all of which were great in college.
They're a big men team.
Yeah, I mean, they have Myers Leonard, Caleb Swanigan,
Zach Collins.
Ed Davis,
Ed Davis. Yep.
Greg Oden, probably still.
Other large
Just
men.
think how like different the Trailblazers would look if Odin wasn't like such a huge
if
boss
Brandon
and he actually
Roy
had good
for
knees.
his knees all the
Well,
time.
the biggest
Brandon
what
Roy
if.
was so cool.
Oh, Brandon Roy was the man.
Jarrett Jack used to be awesome with them.
I love Jarrett Jack. Big fan of Jarrett
They used
Jack.
to be a cool team.
The real question, though, is what if the Trailblazers pick Kevin Durant #1 instead of Odin? Portland would have been really good. Probably would have had a title.
Yeah.
Because you could put Lillard in the mix there, Brandon Roy if he stayed healthy. Fun. Nice to think about what ifs, man. They make you think.
What if the Browns didn't draft badly ever?
What if the
since
Browns?
1900?
What if the Browns never relocated to Baltimore and had Ray Lewis on their team and won the Super Bowl in Cleveland? You know,
Would the Cavs have a ring if LeBron didn't go to Miami for a couple of years?
no,
No
because
Kyrie.
they wouldn't have gotten those draft picks. Yeah, that's true. That's probably a
Wow.
very logical what if. So, but the Browns probably still would have never won a Super Bowl, even if they drafted Tom Brady.
They never will.
And then we will eventually. Just like the Bears will eventually get their second, the Browns will eventually get their first.
The Bears have a quarterback at least.
So do we.
a defense,
We're gonna have
and a
Nick.
running back.
We're gonna have Nick Foles, man.
Although I think you guys are already giving up on.
Deshaun Kaiser.
Yeah, you're giving up on my boy Deshaun too quickly. I think that you guys rushed him in there too quick.
We'll
He
see.
still has a lot of potential.
All these guys we think have a lot of potential, and then they just turn out to be awful. Just something about wearing that helmet.
I already
that
forgot
makes
what you
stink.
just said. That was just so outrageous that I like blacked out for a second.
Okay.
Okay.
No, I'm not. Something about the Browns. I don't know.
Yeah. Last 2 minutes here. Final week of the Olympics. Tonight there's ice dancing. The Shib Sibs are gonna skate to Coldplay again. Should be interesting.
Why?
Alex and Maya Shibutani.
Coldplay's a weird way to go with it.
No, they actually have good sounding songs for figure skating.
They-
I really like it. I mean, I'm a Coldplay fan, so obviously I would. U.S. hockey, more curling
Gold
action.
medal, baby.
Yeah.
Starts.
U.S. women hopefully will be beating Canada in the middle of this week. Alpine skiing has been somewhat of a disappointment for the Americans. Michaela Schifrin's not turning up as much.
A lack of turn up.
Yeah, snowboarding has been our best sport by a mile. I mean,
Love to see it.
U.S. is just not winning that many medals. They should be winning a lot more medals, honestly. They've only got like 10.
They'll be back in 2020.
Yeah, well, Summer Olympics is a completely different story. They just win everything, especially with skateboarding being added. Shaun White's going to win everything in skateboarding. Rock climbing, big rock climbers here.
You want to train for rock climbing, Tommy?
Got-
Okay.
No.
Well, or
Yeah.
anybody?
Yeah, let's
What Olympic sport?
Head over to the arc.
I think
Get
we
some
I think
Kanye.
we asked this question. I mean, Summer Olympic. What sport are you doing if you're doing a Summer Olympic sport?
basketball.
I think I'd fit right in the basketball team. Yeah.
Yeah, right in the basketball team. You know, next year when
Do you want a more obscure answer than that?
Yeah.
something you realistically think that you could be like, hey,
I don't think I could be an Olympian in any sport.
As somebody who's been to the Olympics, ping pong. Ping pong was awesome when I was there.
hate that.
Yeah.
That was one of the coolest things I saw. Those people are so good.
yeah,
Did you go to the Olympics?
he went to Beijing.
Oh, wait, I went to Beijing.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Beijing.
Badminton would be my pick, because again, best racket sport.
Oh, actually, no. I would totally play beach volleyball.
Beach volleyball is awesome.
Yep,
I
beach volleyball
love
is
beach
awesome.
volleyball. Out of the new sports, though, I mean, it's got to be baseball, because baseball's back,
True.
which I'm very excited about.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, baseball and softball back in the Olympics in Tokyo in 2020.
I love that they're still gonna do. It's gonna be like the Olympics baseball and then the World Baseball Classic. They're gonna be back to back.
Yeah,
That's how. I think they're gonna have to separate those though. 'Cause
Probably.
Just stop.
give them some time.
Oh, obviously, Olympics. I'd golf.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because golf's an Olympic sport. Forgot about that.
Bringing that back.
But 7 o'clock for Tommy, for Jake, for Will. I'm Maury Benatar. Thank you for tuning into Illini Drive, presented by the Illinois Fighting Illini. For tickets and info, make sure to go to fightingillini.com or call 1-866-ILLINI-1. Make sure to tune in for tomorrow's show right here at 6 o'clock on WPGU 107.1.